Well, we are back talking Gacha, and I have actually this kind of snuck up on me because I had no idea this was coming out. I had no idea this had like a beta or anything, but I mean, day 2 release of Chaos Zero Nightmare, whatever this is called, Smilegate's new game. And if you are new to this channel, or maybe you just have never heard me talk about this, I kind of love Smilegate's other game, Epic 7. Just as like some backstory, like Epic 7 is probably the first gacha that ever really pulled me in, and to see them publish a game that is as crispy as this game is looking, I was pretty surprised. Now, a few things on the outside, I would say that the UI and such is fairly minimal, fairly, I would say even needs more polish. But the actual character art, the character animations are pretty top notch. This guy is literally voiced by Gojo. So some pretty like Gojo from JJK, just in case you don't know, like if there is a thing they've definitely spent the money reaching out on, it's voice talent. All the voice acting in this game has sounded really good. I'm not gonna really play much of it in this, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that I've been playing Chaos Zero Nightmare. You know, it's free. Obviously, it's a gacha. It's free. It's on PC, so it has a dedicated PC client. If any of you are looking for a game to substitute on the PC instead of just always using your phone or anything like that, I do want to get into a run just to show a little bit of the gameplay loop, right? Because, and I guess before I do that, actually, before I do that, I do want to show like the Rescue the Gacha system. One thing about this game, if you're thinking about getting in this, and I would just say that most of the characters look really good right now in terms of power. This character got nerfed, so in beta she was apparently very strong, and has since been nerfed. So if this is like your favorite looking character, I will say that all the characters look really, really usable. All the characters look really, really strong. This character here, Rin, is a character crossover from Epic 7. And could I find the other one really quickly? Like I said, yeah, here's Kayron. Kayron is also from Epic 7. If you've been around this channel for a long enough time, I know this is a Dokkan channel, but I am a bit of a fan of Epic 7. When I compare things in Gacha, I compare them a lot to Epic 7 because I do think that in a nutshell, in a box, like in a vacuum, Epic 7 has been the most impressive gacha I have personally played, from the hand-drawn, visual splendor to whatever else you may, come up with. I'm actually going to pop back in there just to say, by the way, that when it comes to the gacha system, I do believe it's using the Hoyo rates, which could be something you want to really give a look into. Obtaining a 5-star rate-up target resets total reset count. 140th recruit is guaranteed to be 5-star rate-up target, and the pity goes up and up and up. So I do just want to, like I said, I do just want to go up and say that if my understanding, yeah, you're going to be doing the 50-50 essentially. So like I said, I would, if you want to get into this game, just know it is the Hoyo 50-50. This is a game where I imagine you want to just be saving as many of your premium currency as you see here. Haru is really cool looking. She swings anchor at people rather, but I have used none of my material on this character, predominantly because I typically like pulling for like characters I think are like cool looking. So for example, like instead of pulling for, I don't know, a girl like this who kind of just has like a school outfit on, I typically prefer, if I'm going to pull for like a waifu, for them to kind of look cool. Like, I like the jacket, I like that she's a fighter. This character is just drippy as fuck, right? Like, I would rather, this character is with the multi-swords, also a character, like I said, who I believe is an Epic 7, so it's just like, I would rather pull for characters like this rather than, oh, I'm just gonna pull for like, big waifu. I know people are do like that, so if you like a girl with a big ass anchor, kind of like Mei from Guilty Gear type beat, I mean, her animations are phenomenal, so there's that. But let's get into a little bit of gameplay. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a run, maybe to the first Chaos, just so you can see what's going on. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this. If you are familiar with a game like what is a good comparison? If you're familiar with a game like Darkest Dungeons or Slay the Spire, then this game is going to look pretty familiar to you, right? This is just one of those games that is obviously very aware of its influences. This game is not hiding from its influences. So here we got a bunch of cards that are Epiphany. I'm not going to read these all out because, you know, if you've never played this game before, then you're not like, you know, going to care what's on these cards. It's about like a 2 damage reduction. Oh, that's cool. I guess I'll put that on her. You know, so it doesn't really matter. I just want to show some animations, show some heat here. So here we have the Slay the Spire / Darkest Dungeons-esque map. We're going to do a fight, and we're going to try to get to here, which is the actual elite, thus getting better rewards. So we're just going to hop over there. Like I said, you can see the Slay the Spire / Darkest Dungeons influence. Cards come up, you get these really pretty cut-ins, and when you do certain attacks like this, you get, you know, the actual, like, these chibi-fied models look great. As far as not using like a one-to-one style, maybe even just, you know, taking a bit of that Epic 7 dress down style, these are phenomenal to me. I don't know what you guys prefer, but if you've ever played like Ragnarok Online or DFO or anything, then these mini characters who just are really well animated look great. I think the polish, like I said, is one thing. So my character actually discarded a card, which made them attack again. And yeah, look at that animation, man. It's crazy. And these aren't even the ultimates yet, which have full cut-ins. So let's mop him up. But yeah, I've been really impressed. I've just been really impressed. Like I said, I didn't know this game was coming out. I didn't really expect anything from Smilegate. Smilegate's still been working on Epic 7. Just had its anniversary. But I mean, if they're just going to be putting this much effort into a new gacha like this, then why not, right? Like, I'm definitely not going to complain. Let's drop here. Let's go ahead and get my shield up, and we can Decibel and activate the card at the top of our library. Nice, actually shield skill. So you can see, by the way, all of the cards are coming from these characters' core decks, right? So it's showing you actually like segregated like who has what. So we can see that this is her skill, and then he extra attacks on. We can see that this is his skill, and we can see that this is again his skill, right? So pretty cool, pretty cool. There are a bunch of character animations. You counterattack, that's cool. There are a bunch of character animations. This game has no shortage of visual pop. It's gonna be crazy when this game drops like a you know, nice. When this game drops like a anniversary or something, and like the cards just get crazier and crazier. So I will definitely be saving. I will be playing this game completely free to play. I will say that Smilegate has not had the worst. Oh, I get to remove a card? Can I remove the anemia that I got? Or yes, I can. So there you go. Just like a roguelite, you know. I got a bad card at the very start of the game, and I got to get rid of it, which means I just got pure upside from that event at the very start. Here we have the elite, and because of that, I'm going to go ahead and drop my ultimate. But first, we're going to power up. We get an Epiphany. It changes the card that I actually got. It creates a new one. We're going to ult. So like I said, animations are fire. Like, that's crazy, gangy. Like, I love it. For base animations too, like I said, like if you guys... Like when I remember when I first played Epic 7, I was like, wow, these animations are crazy. And then, you know, 5 years later, 6 years later, I'm seeing animations for like the newest cards, and I'm like, I can't even believe like how, you know, quote unquote bad the first year cards looked, right? Or characters looked, right? Like it's just, that's just how it goes with these games. They just continue to get so much better. Cards get added to your deck, by the way. Gear gets added to your characters along these runs. This is a like Slay the Spire / Darkest Dungeons game. Like you even down to like, you can see it up here. The there's a purple bar under them that shows how like scared they're getting, how stressed they're getting, much like Darkest Dungeons. So this game is not shying away from what it is. We're gonna get another proc here, and for the Epiphany effect, see now this character can now change this card And in future runs, I can use this run as a save state when I take him in to do bosses. So you can essentially cater your decks in runs and then use them for the big bosses like modes, like the true PvE boss mode. Super unique game. I do know that Hugo wants to use upgrade cards, I believe. So I'm just gonna turn that into an upgrade. Looks good to me. Can I kill? I can't kill. Let's just do this. So we're gonna bang it out here, and we'll just do that. Bang. Super sick. And we should pretty easily kill on this turn. Oh, we're not even gonna get to go because Nia is discarding off of the top of my deck and making them use all the cards that she discarded. So again, very cool, kind of like a little mini loot card loop. We get a piece of equipment there that weakens a random enemy. So, you know, as I continue to just nail home, like, very, very roguelike. We're gonna grab a neutral card here. Again, very roguelike. Whenever leave 2 agony to all enemies and exhausted with 2 status ailments, or -5 stress to a random combatant. That's pretty good. If there are no other combatant cards in hand, -2 cost. That seems awesome. So that card can only be picked up by our fighter, essentially our striker. So that means that, you know, Maribel gets it here. And we're gonna have another elite combat coming up. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to highlight because I really didn't know this game was even coming out. Of course, one of the things I always say is, you know, there are other things you can be doing with your time than gacha. Don't look at gacha as like a, if you're like kind of weak to gacha, not to disparage anyone, but if gacha is hard on you, if it's difficult to avoid, if it's difficult to avoid spending on gacha for you, and it just becomes like a genuine issue for you, like don't obviously just, you know, keep getting into new gacha, keep, you know, wasting your money on these games. But if you're just someone who loves playing free to play rather, this game just started. Epic 7 Smilegate rather is one of my favorite companies for gacha. They have their missteps like all of these gacha companies. Gacha sucks. Gacha ultimately sucks, right? Gacha sucks. But yeah, I am always very impressed with Epic 7's quality, its visual flair, and we're going to do one more elite, and then we'll probably just pack it in for now. We'll call this a video. You don't really need to see. I just want to give a first impressions of what this game looks like. So let's go ahead and drop this. Yes, sir. And we will... what do we got? So I think we can do this. And then if we do this and this, doesn't this become 0? Or how does that work? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. So we'll just grab the Epiphany here then. Boop. And whenever discarding a card, 1 decibel. For 1 turn when a card in hand is discarded, heal 100%. For 1 turn when a card is discarded, 1 decibel. For 1 turn, gain 2. Kind of like this. Seems cool. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Okay, so combatant cards must just be any card. So you have to empty your hand. That's interesting. So we'll do that. She uses the card that we discarded. We upgrade. We might as well ult here because this is an elite. My girl's rocking out. Yes, sir. And what do we want to do here? Let's save some life. Save a little HP. Okay. Let's do that. We'll grab this one. We'll go bang. We'll go bang. We'll go bang. Messing them up. And we should be coming in on the last turn here. So let's go here. this. We're gonna be taking a lot of damage on this turn, huh? We could heal one. Do that. Save some more HP. We'll just tank this one, so just tank the damage. Working us. Oh my god, dude, she's fucking him up. Fuck him up, girl. That was sick. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna call it there. Here's, oh, that's really good for her. Here's just like a quick gameplay demo, I guess. And if this looks interesting to you, I would definitely give it a try. One thing I would say is, like I said, if you're someone who gets a little antsy when it comes to gacha, don't really worry about it. But if you're someone who just likes trying these games free to play, I would say that this one has really impressed me. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this felt like a little step back visually in terms of like the models from Epic 7. Once I saw them in motion, I was like, oh, okay, these characters actually have a ton of love in them. This feels like playing Suikoden, this feels like playing Xenogears, this feels like playing a bunch of JRPGs where, you know, so Super Robot ties in, where the animation fidelity is just super high. And I think the characters are unique enough. There's a good mix of like, oh, this is just a pure waifu bait character. Oh, this is a cool, you know, cool female character, cool waifu who has like, you know, isn't just like a big chest or whatever. It's like an actual like cool looking character, as well as husbandos and, you know, goofy ass dudes and all that. So yeah, if any of this interests you, Chaos Zero Nightmare, not sponsored or anything, small ass channel. If you're here, trust me, they ain't put me here. So with all that being said, like if you like the video, subscribe to the club, we'll go make it, and peace.